Hey, good afternoon, everybody. So, this is, of course, a very special episode of Probashi Potpourri. Those who have no understanding of what's Probashi, just to let you know, it's a Bengali term for Pravashi, means a cosmopolitan bong, and that's me. And that's the name of the channel that I launched in the month of October. Well, having done about a dozen of episodes with amazing guests on board, and always having the back of Ruchi, who's always been there with the Just BLR, being our venue partners. Even today, we are here in the Just BLR arena, created a studio for amazing 8 beautiful, wonderful, powerful women. And of course, we have some amazing women in the audience as well, and we will take a look at them a little while later. Right now, what we're going to do is do a very special episode of WOW, that's Wonders of Women Season 5, done in a very special way in a closed recording room as a podcast. So let me welcome one and all who are here present. Thank you so much for coming, ladies. Makes a lot of difference to this particular day on the 8th of March that we know, International Women's Day, and how we are celebrating this. Ruchi, thank you so much for always being there by my side. I mean, I can't even say side, I'll say left, right, and center. Ruchi is always there. Thank you so much to you and Anant and Just BLR for it. So, Ruchi, I want you to at least get it started. I know you're going to pass the buck on me later, but I want you to be, she is a wonderful host, so please.
Okay, I will start with introducing ma'am. So, she is Siri Gauri ma'am, a distinguished IPS officer. She serves as DIGP and Chief Vigilance Officer of Karnataka Power Corporation, leading law enforcement, oversight and vigilance with a lot of integrity, discipline and a strong commitment to public accountability. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Let's hear it up for ma'am. It's amazing to have such powerful women with us, and when we know, you know, what law and everything stands for, equal, every gender, but here having you in this podcast and in the panel makes a lot of difference, because it adds value to us to know a little more and beyond our duties and responsibilities. Absolutely. So let me first introduce everyone, and then I will come on the round table and we will talk about it. Next, we're just going to, with no any specific order, I'm just taking the introduction as you're seated. I go to this beautiful young girl, Meethi Mishra, who is the content creator, and I know for sure I've done enough research and you are one of the top 10 in Bangalore. So getting to know you through events is a very different thing, but today I want to know not just you, but I want others also to know you a little more, and about that social media, which is so viral now. I think all of us need some kind of guidance from you towards as we go to say this. So she is not just a content creator and influencer, she is an entrepreneur, and above all, I know you put your motherhood on the top of your priority list. Am I right? So let's welcome Meethi Mishra with a round of applause, and we will get on the talking a little later.
Okay, now welcoming Dr. Shanti Tumala. She is a dentist turned environmentalist who became a full-time activist driven by her passion for sustainability. Founder member of HSR Citizen Forum, organization driven by active citizens. She played a key role in implementing the plastic ban across Bengaluru, especially in the Bommanahalli zone. Through initiatives such as waste segregation, composting, sustainable menstruation awareness, and plogging, she helped HSR layout excel in Swachh Sarvekshan rankings. She established the Swachh Graha Kalika Kendra Composting Learning Center and has worked closely with officials, elected representatives and citizens to drive the change. Dr. Shanti has also supported end-to-end waste management projects in Siddipet, Telangana, including Rutu Prema. Her impactful work has earned her several recognitions, including a felicitation by Nirmala Sitharaman in 2018, the Kempegowda Award in 2019 and the Karnataka Women Achievers Award in 2019. We welcome you, ma'am. Most welcome to you here.
All right, moving to the next lady sitting there. Before I even introduce you, I would want everyone to know, you have to say that I'm looking good today.
Yes.
All thanks to this lady. It's a magic wand that has done it all. So you know where to hit. You know, moment the show gets over. So all those compliments that I got today as soon as I entered, all thanks to Gauri. Gauri Kapoor, she is an OG in the makeup industry. I actually put her as a beauty visionary and somebody who's a confidence mentor. For 25 years long, she's been at the forefront at the beauty industry, making sure whether it is a celebrity, a royal, a wedding, or a person who just wants to change her look, or maybe the simplest of things, Gauri has the hand in it. And to trust me, as much as I know Gauri, she's one person beyond her work that I know her talent, her skill, and all of that. But beyond that, she is a wonderful, wonderful human being, very down to earth and very grounded. And I'm saying all this because I have to get the makeup done again, okay? No, with all jokes on one side, because I want her to chill. She's like, okay. Yeah, she's amazing. So welcome you, Gauri. With that industry's experience, we are going to have a lot to share with the other people around, especially with an OG like you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
25 years is not a joke. Yeah, give her a big hand. Next is another OG. So, yep. All right. So there's this lady who's sitting right at the top. Actually, this is the head, and that's the top. Okay. So, Vandana Suri, I think I'm really excited to have you on board for 3 reasons. One, because when I first met you is when you actually started your venture. 2, I've always seen you as someone who does a lot of action oriented things, and I think we need action now because a lot of women just keep quiet about what they do, but I think it's time now that we talk. And the third is you've completed about a decade plus in your venture, and you've also started something along with that venture. So Vandana Suri is no other but the founder of TaxShe. How many of you have heard about TaxShe? So TaxShe is the organization which takes care of the women driving and also training as drivers. And
Wow.
mind you, we are not just called drivers. The women are not just called drivers. They're really taken care well of. And we'll come to you, Vandana, for more and more on that. But for the time being, welcome and a big hand of what you do. Thank you so much. All right. Then comes, of course, this ever-smiling Meghna Vadaka. And she's a hospitality entrepreneur. So having an experience, you know, who's an IT professional, turning into something which is totally opposite. I mean, somebody wouldn't think about F&B when you're thinking about an IT. So I really would love to know the journey and how did all that happen. Of course, we'll do that in the round table. Meghna Vakada, you are the managing director of Barley and Grapes Cafe. And what else you do besides managing the cafe as an entrepreneur? And of course, you've been an IT professional, plus how you handle your whole life and the journey and the success story. We'll come to all of that a little later, but would love to hear from you because a lot of women here who are from the similar industry would like to know how you grow up the ladder and make it an anti-game. Yeah. Thank you so much.
So
and
I closely work with FNB, so I know her very closely. She's one of the OGs. And always standing, you know, head to head with men.
Yeah.
She is NRAI, it's a National Restaurant Association. She is one of the founding members, and also she is one of the very, very eminent members who is always helping out people whenever they need help in F&B industry, and we always look up to her. So like 13 years, 14 years in this industry
it's like
is not easy.
It's not a joke,
It's
and
not a
especially
joke.
for a woman. You know, for a woman to be in an industry which is typically male dominated is what we say, but then Ruchi, you are also from the similar industry.
Yeah,
and
I am a newbie, but she's the OG. I look up to her.
that's so nice, and that's such a mutual respect for each other from the same industry. This is called camaraderie. Yeah. Thank you so much, and welcome, Meghna. Thank you so much for joining us in the panel. And you know, next I go and I don't know how even do I even have to introduce her.
I think PM Modi will have to come and introduce
exactly.
her.
You know, sometimes you fall short of words, and that's what happens to me when again another OG, no short of OG, what 20 years plus 5. So 25 years in the fitness industry. No wonder she is called not just the fitness queen of Bengaluru, but she is also the Fit India ambassador. And does anybody say that we don't know who she is? Well, I know it's a household name. She is Vanita Ashok. Let's put our hands together for her. And she has been actually campaigning a lot and advocating for women health and fitness, and that is the need of the hour, and that's the call, I think, and more so a nutritionist, and she's been like giving a solid solution, every 1-point solution for everyone. So there are a lot of women who are sitting here, they'll get everything. Koi aayega, sundar dikhega, फिट हो जाएगा, खाना खाने जाएगा, उसके बाद कोई गलती हो गई तो मैम के पास आएगा, हाँ, और बोलेगा मैम हमें माफ कर दो, गलती हो गई, फिर थोड़ी सी बोले वो फिर बोलेंगे, मैं भी बोलने वाली थी, फिर उसके बाद वो बोलेंगे कि पनिशमेंट क्या है, हम एनवायरमेंटलिस्ट बन जाते, थोड़ा सा हम सोशल कॉज कर लेंगे, और बहुत हमने नाम कर लिया तो मीठी है ना, मीठी चलो हमको डाल दो इन्फ्लुएंसर में. All right, so welcome Vanita, and we will be getting into the discussion very shortly now from there. Okay, so as I said when she entered, Nidhi Pathak is a chota packet, bada dhamaka. I always say this because you really cannot figure out what her age is, and we are not talking about age here. We're definitely not talking about the age here. So Nidhi is a marketing and strategy leader, and the best part about her is, I don't want to bring out those terms here because I want to get that into our conversation, but she is somebody who's very tech qualified, and trust me, I know her for the last 15 years. So if there is any need, anything that I get stuck with, Nidhi is a 2 a.m. friend for me, not just a friend, but she really knows how to strategize things and how to move the technology. Dekh lo usko, huh? That's why I said chota packet, bada dhamaka. It's like, so Nidhi, we will get into the discussion as to how women can choose an industry like this, especially unheard of, not much. So welcome to you too, Nidhi, and thank you so much for this amazing panel that we have. Ruchi, I want you to kickstart with one common question for all the women, and we'll take this like a round robin, like ek hi line aap batayega, because after that I'll come to your industries. So she has something, I don't even know what she has in her mind. So Ruchi, please go ahead.
So a very warm welcome once again to all the incredible women who have gathered here in one of its kind roundtable podcast. Well, I'm not a podcaster here. Definitely that's Snigdha's forte. I'm here just to co-host this beautiful afternoon for you all, to listen to you, to learn from you, to get inspired from you, and above all to celebrate each one of you. Okay, so let's start this session with one simple yet very profound and powerful one. Beyond achievements, beyond roles, who are you as a woman? So that is for each one of you. You have to think little deep. You have to dig out what you are as a woman, okay? Not the roles you play, not the designations you hold, as a woman. Women
just
within.
as a woman, and I think it should be just a brief and a short,
yeah, who are you as a woman? I mean, we know you as a makeup OG artist. We know ma'am as an IPS officer. We know Meethi as a content creator. But who are you as a woman?
What's the first thing that hits you?
Yeah, I'll start with Meethi and then we can go on.
Yeah.
So I think me and as an individual, I'll say that I'm somebody very kind, and I believe in uplifting others, supporting women around me, because I feel that is an irony of our society that sometimes women only bring women down.
Absolutely.
So I want to set an example through my channel also that we all are there to support each other in whatsoever way. It doesn't have to be something very big. Even a small little help sometimes make a very big change in someone's life. A small support, a small push, it makes a big difference. So I believe that I am that extra push for that person.
Great. Awesome. Dr. Shanti?
As a woman, I feel I'm a change maker, motivator, and inspirer. Whether it is personal lives or community or environment, as a student, as a corporate, I mean, whoever, irrespective of age, gender, I'm a motivator, inspirer, and change maker.
Awesome. Very nice. Gauri?
I think I'm just a girl who's taken time to understand life, who's still discovering life, still learning, still helping. And I think in the course of time, you understand your power as a woman, you understand the power in unity, you understand in being there for each other and following your instincts. I think that's the most powerful thing that a woman has. You know, as long as you can believe in your gut, your instinct, your own power. And I think every woman's power in their own right is different versus, power which is united. So I think I'm still on that journey and enjoying every bit of it.
Right. Lovely.
Sweet,
How
lovely.
nice. Vandana, forget about what you do at work as a person, as an individual.
मैं तो चिक चिक बूम
Wow. Chick, chick, boom. Oh, I love that. Chick, chick, boom.
says everything. आग जहाँ लगानी मैं लगा देती हूँ.
सही बात है, ये तो मुझे भी पता है. मुझे भी पता है, she is like that. जहाँ आग लगानी है वहाँ आग लगा के ही छोड़ेगी.
Awesome.
Meghna?
I would define, if I had to filter out everything else about me, then the two values that are my guiding force is authenticity and compassion. Those are my North Stars. That's what guides me. That's who I am.
Amazing, lovely.
So true.
Very true. You must be knowing too, yeah.
I can put
Vanita?
a stamp on that.
Yeah.
Vanita Ashok. So when my students say, when people say, come to know that, they work out with Vanita Ashok, they say, wow, you work out with Vanita Ashok. But my students don't feel that way because they see me every day. And for them, it's Vanita Ashok, a woman who loves to motivate people, bring a change in the society. So that's exactly what I am. Otherwise, I am just a daughter, mother, wife, grandmother also.
Grandmother too. Woohoo to that. And Nidhi, what about you?
If I say myself as a very curious soul,
Curious.
very curious, the kind of industries I have worked in, I think I'm very curious. It just happened
So
because
it
of
has
curiosity.
made you like,
And it keeps
okay.
me alive. Like
Oh, it's the other
especially-
way around. You mean to say because you're curious, you're in an industry. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a Gemini?
No, Cancer, closer.
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 Look at the Gemini speaking and all the Geminians here.
I'm Cancer too.
Cancer. Oh, nice.
मैं दो कैंसर के बीच में
So very
मैं बिल्कुल
emotional.
सही
You're balancing both.
I'm balancing.
She's a Libra.
Balancing.
Yeah. So
Lovely.
curious soul.
Curious soul. Amazing. What about you?
I would say I discover myself every day,
Oh.
trying to win over all my fears every day, trying to master them, because I think that's where you arrive.
Yeah, right. Amazing. So good. So good to know that each one of you at least have a different kind of a thought process for yourself, a perception for yourself, which you probably are not seeing every day. So yeah, thank you so much, Ruchi, for initiating this. Now let me
All
come
yours.
to yes, all mine. Yeah. So I will start with you because we kind of started here. So I have a couple of things to ask you so that the other women also kind of get to know us more. About, this behind the uniform. Of course, we know you are an IPS officer and you're mostly, more often than not, in a uniform. Apart from days when you're not at the work. Even then, I'm sure. Sometimes
Not
you're called
really.
on duty.
Yeah, not really.
Not really.
It depends on the post you're holding.
Okay. But otherwise,
Yeah.
beyond, if suppose, behind the uniform, if somebody wants to know you a little bit more, the dreams and the fears and the resilience that you carry with you, what that personal quality helped you rise and then stay strong in a demanding position like this in the IPS?
Oh, to begin with, when I joined service, there were very few women in the environment. And as you all know, it is a power-driven environment, and when we came in, it was all men, mostly men. So joining the force, it's not just that you perform and they take you as you perform. It's morely they need to kind of feel that you can take them forward in a particular situation. And the situations that we usually are supposed to face are not something anybody would want to face. So I would say each day I had to calm myself down so that I don't let that inner
Affect your inner-
yeah.
fear
If I
and-
show my fear, if I
Yes.
am not calm, my men, obviously it was men at that time.
Yes. Yes.
They lose it.
Right.
So they may do something so bad that you may not be able to put it back altogether. So finding my calm, my inner calm, to calm myself. I was very ferocious when I joined service.
Can't
And
believe it. Can't believe
this
it.
is not the self I was when I joined. The fire kind of douses down so that you can douse the others.
Yeah.
Fire.
Right.
So
What
that's
smarter.
Very well said.
Very
It's
well
actually,
said.
yeah.
very true. So this is it.
Oh, this is so nice. Okay. And what were the biggest mental or social barriers, I would say? Because, see, as a woman, getting into industry like this, I'm sure there are social barriers, right? So how did you overcome them, or were they any? I'm just kind
I
of...
would say it's work in progress because it just doesn't, you don't stop anywhere. It just goes on till you are working in the environment. I mean, I would not be able to explain the situations because it's a little not so possible. But I would say, assessing yourself and the situation that you're facing, the reflection is what you need to put into yourself, and thinking that it's not possible for a woman to do certain things is something that you need to put out of your head, because each situation you have a particular way of contributing to it. A man may do it differently.
Yeah.
A woman does it even with a lot of other qualities that a man may not have, and the way you adapt to the situation is very different. So that is why women are inducted into police, so that the softer part of the force is seen to the society. So one thing I have noticed over a period of time, that when we entered service, not many women were there. Now there are. So when there are women working in an environment, it obviously tends to sober down the behavior of men, the way police is supposed to interact with public. Usually we see that public
So the
complain.
perception changes. no?
Perception and their behavior.
Behavior changes towards...
In presence of women,
They
men
will-
tend to be more. They need to look
Yeah,
calmer
that
and
is
so.
It's a fact.
Usually, you may accept it like in the household, it's your mother who kind of morally molds the child. The same is to the society. So, in presence of woman brings down that aggression and a lot of other parts of behavior, because usually you see that police don't behave in a particular way. People complain, they say they are very rude. All that is because they are subject to the the other part of the society. They don't see the crim of society. They see
correct.
So that's how their behavior is molded. Presence of women kind of brings it down to a
Calms them
manageable level.
Amazing. I mean, I like that managing. Yeah, I mean, women are good in managing a lot of
Maybe
things.
in future it will be better.
Better, could be, yeah. So with this, I would come to that one thing that I want you to say is any message to the women and girls of today. Because see, this is a podcast, and obviously, ma'am, we are reaching out to many out there. So I want you to leave a message for especially the women and girls. Anything that you would like to send as a message across?
I would say it's one thing that you have to find is balance. Balance, just because you are in a profession, you are earning for the family, you are holding a particular position where you command some respect and command some power, doesn't mean you leave out your other responsibilities as a mother, as a wife, as a sister. You have to balance everything. You can't just say you are a powerful woman or doing this, earning so much, and I don't look after or take care. You have to balance it out, because otherwise you, after a point in time, you start feeling that halo inside you.
Yeah. That's
So-
great. But I've seen a lot of women will definitely hesitate to enter an industry like this. So
Obviously, yes.
do you say it's, is it very normal, or how is it, and how do they change their perception towards the fear of or the hesitation to enter such an industry?
Right now, like I said, there are more and more women coming in now.
So that's like it's setting an example.
Earlier they didn't have examples to follow.
Right.
Now there are many
Now there
people.
are.
The family also. See, I come from a family which had police officers in the background. In the sense, I have a history of that, and also like my grandmother was a freedom fighter. So she was arrested by the British for hoisting the flag.
Oh
on
my
a-
God.
Yeah. So
We know where it is coming from, where the genes are coming from. Very, very.
Yeah. So
It's in the blood.
I guess when she had done that, I was nothing. I think it comes with how you let your child or girl child.
Yeah, take it over.
Take it over.
Yeah. Right. So thank you so much for your inputs on your industry, and give him a big hand. And I'm sure a lot of young women and girls who are listening to this podcast will at least have now the courage to come ahead and take up this kind of a role, which is so much required. As you said, it'll calm down the rest of the men-dominated industry, where
It sobers the environment.
it sobers the environment. So that I think is a big
See,
thing.
when you enter a police station, you see a woman sitting there.
Things
you
will change.
want to go talk to her.
Yeah,
rather
you
than
want to
talk
go.
a man.
It's more approachable.
That's it.
They are more approachable than going and thinking I have to FIR karna hai. The moment you see a man who looking up and
Especially
say,
a
हाँ
woman
बोलो क्या
going
बोलना है,
to
you say नहीं
police
कुछ भी नहीं बोलना है, and you go back.
Yeah.
At least with you or somebody
Yeah,
like
you can at
yourself,
least- yeah.
they'll say हाँ हमें तो कुछ बोलना है, ज़रूर बोलना है और ज़्यादा बोलना है, maybe. But that's I think
Yeah, that's the idea.
very very valid point. Very valid point. All right, so moving to Meeti. Meeti, because obviously I've seen your work and I've attended your events, and I'm sure a lot of them over here too have. I want to know, beyond the titles, like usually what happens is that as I was introducing you, influencer, entrepreneur, a mother, what part of your identity are you most protective of as a woman? Protective. I'm talking about being protective. That's something that you don't want the rest of the world to really see. Well, if you still don't want them to see, it's a different question, but this is something I would want to know, because that's what people usually see of you.
See, I'm very protective about my inner compass. Who I am as an individual. When I go back home, besides the camera, which I face on daily basis,
Yeah.
what have I done? What changes have I done? Whom I've helped? Whom I've supported?
Yeah.
And what difference am I able to make through my channel? So the idea when I started my page, it was mostly a little before COVID started.
Yeah.
And because on everyday basis, I used to question myself, what am I doing? Is it right? Is it wrong? As a new mom, I had no idea. I was all over the place. And then I found that, no, there are other women who are sailing in the same boat, but they don't have anyone to tell them, okay, it's okay. If you're struggling, it's okay. What you're doing, it's okay. It's fine. So I wanted to be that person whom people can see and say, okay, even she's struggling. So it's okay.
Okay.
Nothing has to be perfect around us.
Absolutely.
We don't have to show that, the glorified part of being a mom, that, right after 3 months of having a baby, you have blow-dried hair and you're just walking out of the gym, okay, I'm all set. I don't want to be that phase. I want to show them that it's okay, you've put on weight, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's all part of
Oh,
the
I love
journey.
that statement that it is usually said, no, it's okay to be
To be
not
not okay.
okay.
Yes.
Right?
Everything
Yeah.
nothing is perfect around
Nothing
us
is
if we
perfect.
see, right?
Absolutely.
Everything, every relationship, every personality have their own imperfections, and I finally feel that it's time that we start embracing
that.
it rather than questioning it, that why us?
Why? Yeah.
It's okay. Everybody's struggling its own way, and we have to embrace it.
So you're very protective of your inner compass, which is an amazing. I think this is the perception one must have because you do so much outside and you're seen as a public figure, and there's something that you always would like to protect.
You know what happened when we are in the public eye, we start
Yeah.
compromising with our own self,
Yeah.
our own values,
Yeah.
just because we want to be accepted in the public eye. And I feel that kind of success becomes too
was
expensive.
My exact second, the other next question.
Yeah.
You know, I put it this way, but I know you kind of answered it, but I would still like to put it up. You know why? Because a lot of people have this. Of course, I'm a part of the public figure as well, whatever we do, but I want to know, as an influencer who's full-time into it, you know, also, when thousands of women are watching you, right? Do you feel the pressure to be perfect or the freedom to be authentic?
See, initially I did.
You did, right?
Initially, when I started out, I wanted everyone to accept me. So initially, I had that pressure on me that I have to
be
perfect. I cannot show. But then over the time, when I started talking to all these women who used to message me about their journey and how they're struggling with as being new moms, then I understood that no, I don't have to be perfect in front of them.
You just need to be authentic.
I have to be authentic because perfection means aesthetic. But then when you're authentic, that is liberating in its own way.
Yeah, the freedom to be authentic.
So that freedom to be there. So I don't want to be perfect. Like I just said, I don't want to show the perfect side.
Yeah.
I want to show the imperfections so that women can feel that it's okay to be imperfect.
And it's more relatable.
Yeah, it's more
Very
relatable.
very relatable.
Yes.
And obviously, because I've seen you prioritizing motherhood, I've seen a lot of your ads which brings in your kid as well. So I just wanted to understand that is this something that you have taken up intentionally to involve your motherhood into your work, or is it just by probably demand? Is it by choice or by demand? If I have to ask you.
I started as a new mom only.
Okay.
So from the very beginning, I had the idea of involving my kid and myself in this journey.
Okay, so it was intentional.
Yes, it was very
All right.
intentional.
Okay.
Because my idea, like I said, was to be out there for all the new moms who were struggling, and that struggle is real. I'm sure all of the women who will relate to this, that when once you the first step of the motherhood, that becomes very challenging.
Very challenging.
And you feel so alone despite of having everyone around you, but you still feel very alone.
Yeah.
So maybe as a stranger, people find that relatability and authenticity with me, and they relate and they open their hearts out to me. So
you chose this.
I chose.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much, Meeti, and wishing you all the very best
Thank you
going
so
forward.
much.
And so moving to you, Dr. Shanti. I know you are definitely a household name in the HSR. Am I right to say that? Right. Yeah. So I read about that. How many of us are there from HSR here? Anyone? Whoa, okay, so they do know Dr. Shanti. I know you are an environmentalist, of course, but I want to know that what inspired you to be doing this kind of social service. What has really been the driving force? What something has changed suddenly? How did it happen? I want to know that.
Yeah, it's a whole long story which is available on the TEDx talk of mine, but then because it's long, so it's not inspired me. It is basically there is a need that I had to do this because there was a need.
Situation actually demanded. That's why I'm here. Nobody wants to give up their profession, which is a very hard-earned profession like being a doctor.
You're a dentist, right?
After practicing for 10 years, coming into this life of going behind the garbage auto, initially requesting and begging people to segregate, and then demanding, and then you don't want to be an activist, but situation demands and you need to be to bring the change. It is definitely not inspiration or passion. People introduce me passionately, she changed. It's not passion, it's the situation that brought. Everyone who says garbage, everyone, I'm sure everyone who says feels, "Arey, kya hai? Why is it like this?" Which someone could bring the change. Who is that someone who push the collar?
So who's going to bell the cat? Who's going to bell the cat?
Yeah, so it's not only municipalities' responsibility or the politicians' responsibility, right. Citizens who have to really drive the change. Yeah. So having said that, from a days where women should be empowered to do their profession, career, give some importance to their career, that itself is a difficult thing for the society to accept, family to accept. From there you give up the profession and then you do service to bring the change, picking up fights if required for everyone. If definitely family will be like questioning, why is it required for you?
Yeah,
you know,
right.
why do you want to go there? And
Yeah.
but that determination that I have to bring the change in people's life. Everyone is suffering, not only us. We may be suffering less, but the next generation is under big threat.
Right.
So we can't be selfish anymore, thinking I should be fine, my career, my thing, and bringing them and putting them on that spot and making them suffer with the environment very bad and the planet condition very bad. So I wanted to be the change that I wanted to see, and but then a lot of people who wanted to see the change didn't know how to do, followed, and it's a huge team now. It's not Shanti alone. Shanti is just the initial part. There's a lot of big team of determined people want to bring change. It's amazing to see how they keep other things aside, their family aside sometimes, and come and volunteer. It's really overwhelming.
I'm sure. So, if suppose people who are watching us right now and would like to join your community and in the similar kind of service, how would they do that? Is it that they get in touch with you through the page, or is it directly, like how?
So HSR Citizen Forum is a very well-known organization in Bangalore. Not only Bangalore, across India people are aware now. So you can write to us, you can be on the social media page, they can write to us, respond to us. More than that, what I say is, you don't have to come out and give up your professions and be like us. That's like, oh, she's doing, let her do. We'll clap and we'll not. But what I request everyone to do is, at least change yourself.
Right.
You know, why is sustainability today? It is not a choice. It is a responsibility.
Yeah.
So you bring about those little changes in you, what you can think about. You know, shall I carry my own water bottle wherever I go? That little changes from each one makes a lot of difference. We think that unknowingly, recycling is a possibility. No, the planet is being burdened with single use, single use, single use. So how much can I bring the change in myself consciously? Can I be a conscious living person? Is the first thing I want to through this show, that people should understand what that 5-10 changes that I can bring in myself. For the planet. And the second thing what I want to convey is, we all have duties to career or personal life, whatever. Beyond that, there's something called, even in our scriptures, thousands of years back, it's mentioned that seva as a responsibility. Whatever name you call, as it you call it as karma yoga, you call it as seva, you call it a whatever, you need to do. Even in your careers, if you are there, at least weekly few hours you need to contribute, because giving back as a gratitude has been our culture.
Yeah.
So we continuously taking from nature, free.
What are we giving back?
What are we giving back? So just being in our careers is our passion, our responsibility, our motivation. Yeah. But giving back to nature is everyone's responsibility. That is what scriptures also tell so beautifully. Need not be any religion. I don't want to mention religion here, but even as a secular person, you can understand it's a way of life. Bhagavad Gita has taught us how to lead a life. So in that, Karma Yoga clearly teaches the 5-fold duties each individual has to give back to cosmos. It's a vision that the universe has given to us, and we need to follow that to have that balance in the cosmos. Otherwise, same like think our body as a microcosm. If each organ doesn't support, if the stomach says, I am digesting food, I take all the energy, not giving to all organs, we cannot be healthy. Same way, we are all a part of cosmos. If each one thinks I should be fine being selfish, the cosmos cannot be balanced. Each one should contribute for the growth.
Very well said. So amazing. Amazing. Just wanted to reconfirm on this, because when I was going through your profile, doctor, I felt that you probably, is it only HSR? Then why is it called as the
HSR Citizen Forum?
Yes.
So somewhere, if you want to prove something, you need to start somewhere.
So you started.
So that's my adda. I just live there.
I love that.
When I bring the change there, I have that authority to say, look, I have brought the change. The confidence in you gives you. So I've worked with Telangana government. People have come here, literally took, and we want to see the change there. The health minister and the finance minister personally requested and told, can you please come with us and work there. So that increases the confidence that you work with a different state where you're not born and brought up, yet you can bring the change there.
Exactly.
Brings your confidence up that any place, I just want one thing. I want either one strong citizen, one strong politician, or one strong official who says, I want to bring the change, no matter what I will support, I am there to go. So I don't have any limitation.
See, ma'am, I'm sure, I knew she is very deeply
Keenly
into the
observing.
conversation that she will say, "Bolo kahan jana hai?" So women supporting women, anyways, is something that we always have believed in.
I've been worked
An
with two
amazing work.
IPS officers, so soon after I came, I introduced myself to her
Yes,
and
she
see
did,
how
and I
we can
saw
use.
that conversation. This is the beauty of this kind of platform where we connect with each other and we don't know what comes up after
Yes,
that, right?
yes.
So, all the best.
Thank
and
you.
trust me, where you need a voice,
You're there.
I'm there. वो आपने
Sure.
बोला ना अड्डा, ये
आपका
podcast भी मेरा अड्डा है. So yeah,
Let's use it for a bigger
No, my
cause.
tagline is actually stories, adda and vibes.
Yes.
So it's all about
just
that.
remember that.
It's always about that. Yeah. So please remember
Sure.
us. We are more than happy to help you in whatever, and I'm sure all of us here who are here listening to you, our audience, will support you in whatever endeavor you are. Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Shanti. Moving to you, Gauri. Yeah, see, I'm like, इतना show off कर रही हूँ ना आज तो मैं पूछो मत मेरी show off ही नहीं खत्म हो रही है. But then coming to you, Gauri, since I know you for the longest time that I remember from the time at least I came into Bangalore, that's been 20 years, and you were 5 years already into the industry. And that time, you were the only one who's known in the makeup industry. ठीक है वो अलग ही होता था तब एक जलवा. I'm sure that's the reason I'm coming to you. So you've witnessed the industry evolve across decades, right? 2.5 now. So from the classic artistry to today's trend-driven culture, what in your view has remained the timeless about that kind of a beauty that you're talking about?
I think authenticity.
Authenticity?
Yeah. As a makeup artist, I don't think I've ever followed trends.
Okay.
For me, makeup is about enhancing individuality, not masking it.
Yes.
You know, because it has to be you. What's the point if, you know, you're putting a
वो
mask?
याद है वो पहली बार जब आए थे आपके पास तो मैंने बोला था कि गौरी I mean you knew but I said ऐसा मत बनाना कोई रास्ते पे बोले तुमको कहीं देखा है. I said why? I mean then you start looking someone else. So she has this art of making you look who you are, enhance who you are.
Because Snigdha, makeup goes beyond.
Yeah.
And where it really goes beyond is you're looking at a woman, you're looking at her confidence, you're looking at her boundaries,
At her personality.
you're looking at her life. You're understanding the woman before you're applying makeup. So, you know, applying makeup is easy because it's a mask for people. But if you don't want to be a mask and you want to really show who you really are, then you need the right makeup. And for that, your authenticity. And, you know, as a makeup artist, and I think it goes beyond filters, it goes beyond perfection. It's all about you. It's all about you.
So that's you meant the authenticity is what you
Absolutely.
consider as a timeless
Yep.
thing. Right. Now, in an era of filters, I was coming there where you already mentioned, but I really want to know that the fast trends, the instant fame, how do you define authenticity in makeup artistry today then? So how do you do that? Because if you look at it, it's rampant. Look at anyone, everyone is using the filters, everyone is doing this. How
But-
do you...
Snigdha, I think, you know, when we started off, there were no filters, really, right? So, I mean, I still believe in that because the ones who want to, the ones who are already trying to mask themselves, will go to the ones who mask it well.
Yeah.
The ones who want to be their individual self will know who can really pull that out. Pull that out, matlab, the best of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, come to the right person. And I think that's what's really worked for me throughout the years because even till date, I have brides who come to me and say, Gauri, I want to look myself. But that's the beauty of it. Because the other people have ruined it so much by masking them that they've forgotten who they really are with makeup. You know, so the ones who really want to, who are comfortable in their own skin, will come to the right makeup artist who can enhance their individuality.
Yeah.
Like, look at Simi Grewal, right? She is timeless.
graceful.
She's timeless.
Yeah.
You know, times can come and go, but she hasn't changed. And it's not that she doesn't use makeup, but she uses it to enhance, not to mask.
Yes, that's amazing. So with this, I also want to know another thing that, you know, I mean, of course, with the kind of journey that you've had. So this is something very close to my heart when I ask this. Behind every iconic face, you know, you have created a story for sure. Because when you do a makeup, it's creating a story around that person, right? Is there a transformation that you have done that touched you, not just as an artist, but also as a human being? Any story that you would like to talk about today?
I think most of the makeovers that I remember are not for the red carpet or the camera.
Okay.
They're for the real women who've come from broken marriages, who want to restart their lives, who want to rediscover themselves. You know, and when they look in the mirror, they, you know, and you have the right makeup on, that's when I realized as a makeup artist that, you know, it really does work to bring in that confidence where she stands, looks in the mirror, she feels a little taller, she breathes a little deeper. You know, that look when you look at yourself and say, yeah, this is me. And I like what I'm looking at it. I think that's what it is.
Lovely, isn't it? I mean, you know, when you hear OGs like these talking about even the simplest thing like a makeup, it just reaffirms the confidence in each one of us that, hey, we do makeup, but it is only to enhance our individuality and the person that we are. And you definitely make all of them look so gorgeous and so beautiful. Thank you once again.
Thank you,
Gauri.
Snigdha. And I do love guiding women on learning how to get the right look.
So here, you run an academy, don't you?
Run an academy, yes.
Yeah.
And
So
right
how-
now I'm more into confidence building and consultations on.
So you're
you know,
like a mentor, giving
like
them coaching
yeah,
them on
yeah.
confidence, etc. So if somebody has to join your academy, the viewers who are watching, how would they get in touch with you? What's the academy called? If you could just
Gauri
say it
Kapoor
loud.
Academy, and they just
Gauri
have to reach
Kapoor
me.
Academy.
Yeah.
And?
Through my number or Instagram.
Okay. You said and something or Gauri Kapoor Academy.
Yeah, Gauri Kapoor. That's my brand.
That's your brand.
Academy.
The academy is by the name of Gauri Kapoor, right? Okay. So I'm sure many women will now rush up to you to know the real thing and learning the real art. Yeah. All right. So thank you so much, Gauri,
Thank
once
you,
again.
Sneha.
And coming to you, Vandana. I of course know what taxi, and most of us do know what it stands for, but I feel taxi feels less like a company to me. मतलब मुझे तो company कम लगती है, more like a movement. Am I right if I have to say this?
नाम देना पड़ता है तो दे दिया था.
नाम देना पड़ता है, दे दिया, लेकिन ये movement है, you know
ये
it, है ना?
पूरा movement है.
So how did this journey begin for you? Because it's very important for us to know कि भाई start कैसे हुआ और ये चिक चिक बुम टैक्सी कैसे बन गई?
I think ये journey हम सबने देख लिया है ना. Who's not been touched wrong here? Anybody is left or what? No. हाँ. तो ये journey तो हमारे साथ बचपन से शुरू हो गई है. आग तो तब की लगी हुई थी.
Right.
सोडा बॉटल को बंद कर दिया था तो सोडा बॉटल का ढक्कन खोलो तो जोर से निकलता है.
और वो सोडा बॉटल कब खुला था?
Actually the soda bottle opened. खुजली तो बहुत टाइम से हो रही थी
खोलने की.
yeah but you know it actually got triggered by the Nirbhaya incident and वहाँ से वो एकदम itch ज़्यादा बढ़ गई and वहाँ से बढ़ भी गई. फिर भी हम थोड़ा सा activism पे ही बैठे थे, armchair activism. And then the next year there was a rape in an Uber in Delhi.
Yeah. Oh, that became so violent.
Yeah, तो बेचारे Uber की तो बैंड बज गई थी वहाँ पे. But you know in the whole thing of the newspapers एक छोटी सी लाइन वहाँ पे आई थी. If there was a woman driving me, this would not have happened. बस.
So that
वो आ गया एक टपक. Okay now I am a woman, I am gutsy enough. मैं drive कर सकती हूँ, मैं taxi driver बन गई. So I'm an investment banker who became a taxi driver. I got a World Bank Award for being a taxi driver, guys. मतलब किसी को मिला है तो बताओ. Taxi driver बन जाओ, सबको मिलता है.
So, see, I've been amazing speaking with you always, Vandana. ठीक है?
Also stand-up comedian.
हाँ मैं वो मेरा ना retirement जब मेरे ये knees नहीं काम कर रहे थे वो मेरा next level है.
We have a comedy club here, so you're always welcome.
Okay, but so my driving, so I also train women to drive cars. And मेरी sitcom चलती है. गाड़ी के अंदर comedy से training चलती है, so I call it sitcom. So yeah, someday I will encash it when my knees are not working.
I'm there.
I know. And हाँ, मैं फर्स्ट हूँ ना लाइन में, बोलना नहीं वो चीज. उसके लिए
We are there.
पूरा we are there. और कभी कुछ और ही बनना पड़ेगा उसके लिए. फिर ऐसे नहीं आ सकते. ऐसे बन ठन के फिर गौरी के पास नहीं जा सकती उस दिन. उस दिन को तो I have to be me. Yeah, totally. So Vandana, also, like, of course, you touched upon that you have been training women to pick up this kind of. It's like a proper job that you are training them on. Yeah. Can you just put that?
Years.
You remember when I got in touch with you in 2016? Yeah. So I think that was one of my most rock bottom stages in my life, my phase of life, and I was like, मेरे को ड्राइविंग आती है, मैं कुछ भी चलाती हूँ, स्कूटर से ट्रक तक मैं सब चलाती हूँ. Why can't I? So I reached out to you actually to work as a driver with you.
Yeah.
So this is also something that I'm kind of speaking about today. Yeah, I know a lot of people
That
do
year
not know.
you did WOW season 2.
Yes, I did WOW season 2.
My
That
God.
same year, I reached out to become a driver for women and their safety, because I know one thing, that चाहे मैं कैसी भी चलाऊं, तुम सेफ हो.
Absolutely.
और तुम बहुत एंटरटेन्ड रहोगे.
Oh yeah.
भाई हम तुमको कभी ना रोने देंगे ना रुलाएंगे. तुम रोते हुए आओगे, हंसते हुए जाओगे. That is one thing I wanted to do, and I reached out to her.
Yeah.
Well, certain things sometimes don't materialize, but I always was in touch with her, and I still am. And I told her, अभी मेरा वो ओपनिंग है ना,
हमेशा है.
I told her, अभी मैंने सेगमेंट चेंज कर दिया. वंदना, मुझे लग्जरी वाली गाड़ी आएगी ना तो बोलना जरा किसको पिक करना है, कहाँ से. And I'm serious about it. I'm not joking.
Yeah, there are
I
many
would
women
love
who
to
are doing this.
drive a limousine and pick up
मैं तो
somebody.
सिखा देती हूँ आजकल. आजकल तो मैं लेक्सस वेक्सस पे ड्राइविंग सिखाती हूँ.
अब ड्राइविंग
चलो ड्राइव करने का चला गया सीजन, वो भी
So
आ
how
गया.
do women who wish to take up something like this reach out to you? How is it? क्या process होगा, अगर आप थोड़ा बोल सकते हैं?
So one thing is, mobility as an industry is so wide and loads of money, baby. That's the beauty part. कोई competition ही नहीं
है
है.
बहुत पैसे.
हाँ, competition नहीं है.
Yeah, that is
वो तो बहुत मजे की बात है. So there are different levels. You could start a woman cab, vertical. You could train women to drive. I've trained over 3,500 women. मतलब so क्या होता है ना, ड्राइविंग स्कूल में वो एक आदमी बैठा होता है बड़ा ही सामने से.
और वो भी दबाता है साथ में.
ऐसे
ब्रेक.
आप
Ladies,
इंस्ट्रक्टर की तरह बहुत बुरे हो. Yeah. So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
point
they
is that what we do also is we go to women's house and we train them on their cars. Like right now I'm training on a Lexus. कभी मैं Audi में चला देती हूँ, कभी मैं i10 में सिखा देती हूँ. तो it doesn't matter, उसको अपनी गाड़ी चलानी है. That's the fun part. And it's, I mean, touch wood, this industry is amazing. Got a lot of space. I feel any male dominated industry is a good space for us.
yeah, exactly.
हड़प लो.
सही बात है. Gentlemen in the house, do you agree to this? Yeah, you better do. नहीं करते हो तो भी हाँ बोलो. आपके लिए तो no
मुझे
option, no
लगता है
choice.
आधे से ज्यादा कपल्स की तो डिवोर्स हो जाएगी गाड़ी के अंदर, अगर हस्बैंड वाइफ
अगर
एक साथ सिखाएंगे.
सिखा रहा होगा
हाँ,
तो
मैं तो हस्बैंड को बोलती हूँ, छोड़ दो बीवी को, मेरे हाथ में रेडी प्रोडक्ट.
Exactly.
Married forever.
Married forever.
Paying me to save the marriage.
Tell them that मैं सिर्फ सिखा रही हूँ और कुछ नहीं कर रही हूँ.
कुछ नहीं कर रही हूँ, बाकी सब तू कर.
बाकी सब तुम करो, हम सिखा देंगे. So, and this is one thing I wanted to know, because I know I've heard a lot of stories. Of course, we will not pick up any story here,
Yeah.
but there's one thing that I want to know. Besides, कि उनको train कर दिया to be the taxi drivers.
No.
हाँ.
One is training, becoming taxi drivers.
हाँ, so the other part I was asking you,
हाँ.
how do you help them? और क्या आप ऐसा करते हो added, you know, that added value addition जिसको बोलते हैं, जिससे you feel that emotionally also आपने उसको खूब support किया.
So I'll tell you, as far as the so there's a marginalized segment and the let me call it the Garib segment or the Amir segment, sorry to be classist, but that is it. So the marginalized women are usually from 3rd standard, 4th standard pass,
अच्छा.
school dropouts, periods आ गए, छोड़ दिया, पढ़ाई नहीं करी, whatever. They've been facing a lot of abuse. We all face abuse, but I think there it's more.
Yeah.
And here we've given them a life of freedom. बच्चों को ड्राइव करती है सुबह से शाम. अपने बच्चे enjoy करने का टाइम नहीं मिला, दूसरे के बच्चे enjoy करती
So it's
है.
like a school thing, you're saying?
Yeah, it's a school pick-up and drop service.
Okay, wow. Yeah.
My girls are giggling all through. They're learning Baba Black Sheep from the other kids
Yeah.
in the car.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're saving their money for their own children. So every woman's head here works for what
There.
about my child's education and
Yes.
future education,
ये
you
तो
know.
सही है.
So that this becomes, and I think she's creating that change in her own place as well. She becomes a heroine in her own bastis. Other than that, let's come to the Amir ladies, non-Garib ladies. I think there are so many of us जो दबे दबे हैं, ड्राइविंग सीखे 50 बार नहीं गए. but it builds safety in the ecosystem. You know, ऐसे काहे जाके तुमको उबर से डरना है, वो कैसे देख रहा है मिरर में, खुद जाओ गाड़ी चलाओ, you know, drive yourself, keep it safe, keep your kids safe. So somewhere safety of our generations is getting impacted. We have child sexual abuse rates in India at 53%. That is 1 in 2 kids, my kid or yours. It's as close as that. And these are only the reported numbers. I'm an unreported number. I'm sure a lot of us are unreported out here.
Yeah,
but it's a serious problem. Like she said, किसी को तो somebody has to take the horns and pull it, right? तो बस I think the anger inside us is good.
Yeah.
It's not negative. Energy होती है, चाहे तुम उसको positively लगाओ या negatively लगाओ.
और आग हो तो कहीं तो लगाओ.
हाँ बिल्कुल, absolutely. Correct जगह लगाओ.
Correct जगह आग लगाओ ladies. गलत जगह आग लगाई तो जल जाओगे. Right, thank you so much Vandana for the very heartful talk and wishing you all the best, and that she should be like on top of the chart for everyone who thinks of safety and women's safety. Absolutely, that comes first.
The government also should
है ना? हाँ, that's why we are going all out in podcast की please we request the government and we have ma'am आप सबके लिए आज target नहीं बन जाओगे.
But you don't represent the government.
Yeah, I know, but you can at least have.
You just pick up my call the day I'm fighting with some police guy on the road.
No, like what we meant is like you have a voice. Okay? You have an identity, which perhaps many of us are not here having that. So we would love that support from you. जब हम कहीं फंस गए तो we know कि मैम आपका हाथ है हमारे साथ. That's all.
मैं तो डरा देती हूँ पुलिस वालों को रोड पे.
I can see that. I am डरी हुई now.
I love this podcast.
They come to do harani, no, because women drivers and all this, and you know, गरीब लड़की है उसको सहना. So one day I had this issue with this guy. वो जबरदस्ती वो लड़की, वो बच्चे बैठे गाड़ी में, मतलब छोड़ना उसको जाने दे, तेरे को क्या ले रहा है, तू ले ले भाई. The guy was doing नाटक. So I said, तेरा name plate किधर है? And I was doing live like this. Okay? So first time in my life, the guys were like, नहीं मेरा नाम करो. That was best. That's so empowering, I tell you.
So you know you don't need me.
मैं बड़ी गुंडी हूँ रोड पे.
You are enough.
She's saying she might need you. She will reach out. Yes.
I'll need your help.
Secret police.
बड़ा करा हुआ है ये सब.
Next time you have an issue, call.
See, honestly speaking, I've also done a lot of these gundagardis or whatever gundigardis on the road. But एक time आता है ना जब फटती है, तब then you like प्रकाश कोई होता अभी साइड में आप जा रही हो. That then probably. But I think each one of
That's
us.
where she'll come in in a very nice way. She would have slapped them right, left, and center.
No, I've had policemen saying, "Madam, जाओ."
बहुत हो
I
गया.
love it. I think it gives me that high. Come, bring it on.
Right. So, moving from Vandana to Meghna, I love this one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm giving you a compliment.
Thank you
have
so
to take
much.
that. You have to take that
Thank
compliment.
you.
Take a bow.
Thank
Right. So, we were talking about this male-dominated hospitality space. How do you command, especially I'm asking you this question because this is, I think we all hold very close to us. How do you command the respect without losing your feminine energy?
Well, I think you bring in the feminine energy. And that itself commands respect. Because it is such a male dominated industry. And like how ma'am said, that when a woman's presence comes into that space, it automatically, dynamically changes. Like the kitchens are so volatile.
Yep.
And the moment you walk into the kitchen, everything like let's calm down.
Yeah, calms down.
So it's not only the volatility is not the problem, but volatility can also turn into toxicity.
That's true. Right.
And then you are like working in an environment where you really don't like it and you're just doing it.
Yeah.
And that's not the place to work. So I think when a woman enters that environment and interacts with men, there is a bridge that is built, and that bridge is very important because men also have their pluses, women have their pluses. It's the synergy that makes a good business, because ultimately it is a people's business.
Right.
It's a very person oriented, very personal. You might be knowing Ruchi, everybody's character is different, so it's very, very important to bring that bridge. I think that's how it works.
So Meghna, once you know, obviously you also accept the fact that it's a very male-dominated industry. So when you say this, what kind of advice would you like to give women who want to enter the F&B industry, but they also forget about the rest of the things, the financial risk, because it's a very big risk. It's a very big risk, right? So what would you advise to the women who want to enter and yet have that in their head? The risk of the finances.
The best advice that I would give someone who wants to enter a restaurant industry or a hospitality industry is that start very small, start with a very concise team, learn the ropes in a very controlled environment where you can call the shots, where you can learn the ropes, where the mistakes are not so high stake.
Okay.
They're very small, you can course correct, you can pivot. So the environment, so start with a very small little
setup,
thing, and it also brings in your character onto the table.
Right.
Because it's all you.
Yeah.
And if it is in a small little cozy little cafe in the nook where you're just serving tea.
Right.
But
could
you
be
bring
just as
your-
small as that,
yeah,
as you
as
say.
that.
Yeah, but bring in your element.
Bring in your element.
Bring
into
in your
that.
element.
So I think that's a safest way to start, and that's the best way to start actually.
Yeah. And do you think any change that the industry needs to make by itself, like the hospitality industry or the F&B industry, for women to thrive? Is there anything that they need to do as an industry?
A lot.
Yeah.
It has come a long way.
Yeah,
Now
sure.
we have a lot of chef-oriented, female chef-oriented restaurants, and they're doing fantastic job. Phenomenal job. But I still feel that, like what Vandana was saying, safety is a big concern factor. Because this industry requires you to work long hours, and you have to have, if you're coming from outside the city, you need accommodation, you need safe accommodation, and I think if the industry has to have that ecosystem, it is there, but I think it has to be more, so that women can just work and not think about everything else.
Yeah, more adaptive environment to work in.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And do you, I mean, this is something probably I'm not just saying from my personal experience, but also with the people that I have been, kind of interacting with, is that I find women, especially, I mean, forget about the F&B industry as such, but as an entrepreneur, they have a little bit of hesitation talking about the profits and the numbers, etc. Do you think it is, and why, if so?
I think many women shy away from talking about money.
The numbers, yeah.
First of all, talking about money.
Yeah.
Second of all, like owning that space.
Yeah.
That I bring this expertise, so I need that much money for it. Right? And again, that will take time to change, and it is true. And by nature, we are little bit low risk takers, which has its advantage. But one of the thing is that you don't end up talking much about money and risking and having that appetite to go. So we have to find that balance. You have to find the balance between and learn. When you have good male mentors and you are spending time with them, you learn the rope, and then you can slowly. But
you have to find
you
the
have
right
to be
kind of
very
coach. Yeah.
intentional about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for your inputs and insights into that industry, which is typically very, very male dominated. Of course, most of them are, but this is seriously very, yeah. So I think a big hand to you for managing it so well, and wish you all the very best in your future endeavors too. Right, so moving to, from food to fitness, just imagine. मैंने इससे ज़्यादा और क्या ही irony हो सकता है यार, हाँ? So, Vanita.
Make a joke on that one. Eat nicely. Tomorrow you can work out.
Yes, है ना, हम लोग हमेशा ऐसे बोलते हैं ना कहीं भी जाके, yeah. So yeah, food is my weakness too, but then I definitely make sure that I don't let that 1 second on the lip sit on my hip.
Yeah, lifetime on your hips.
Actually, पूरा time उधर ही था.
जॉइंट प्रमोशन करना चाहिए इसका जब बिल आएगा ना उसमें तुम्हारा वनिता अशोक का वापस
सब नहीं, हमारे यहाँ पे आओ खाओ लेकिन पचाने जाओ वहाँ. So खाओ और पचाओ both together. Work on that. Collab में work करो, collab. Everything is collab now. Okay, so Vanita, coming to you, of course, this is a legacy that you have built on your own, and you've been in the fitness industry for the longest time that I know of, before it even became fashionable or Instagram friendly. What kept you going with that path? Wasn't very glamorous, profitable, or widely understood. How did you choose this industry and be there till date and counting and strong?
That's a good question. And first of all, I'm an accidental fitness pro. I didn't choose this profession. I'm an accidental fitness professional. I came into this industry accidentally. So before I became a fitness professional, I was an environment activist, a recycled craft artist. I would go to different NGOs, schools, colleges to tell people why we need to recycle, why we need to reuse, how we should be doing it, what can be done with all the waste that we are generating. Don't use plastic cover,
Okay.
So many things I have done. I don't even remember. Back then, we didn't even have phones to document these things. We used to go around with cameras, to capture. And that, one of the sessions, I used to be an aerobic student, okay? I used to be the first line student. And in aerobics, we have, the lines are called, the first 2 lines are called mafia lines.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that place is, everybody knows that place belongs to this person, and they run the show because the instructor says depends on them. Okay, all those things. And during one of my self-funded workshops that I had taken a break for 1 week, somebody else came and stood in my place. That is to the right of the instructor. So she stood for 1 week, which I didn't come for, and she thought that's her place. But I've been standing in that place for 2 years. Okay. And everybody, because
I so relate to this.
instructor doesn't work out, she relies on us. And then, I came back and stood in my place, and she said, it's my place, move. And the fight started, a cat fight in the gym, which went on for 15 days. And she said, oh, just because Vanita wears nice clothes, you all are supporting her. And she went and bought a new set of clothes and all the stuff.
Some competition.
The instructor had to say, this is where Vanita will stand. Don't let, you please go back. You're a learner, you're a beginner, you shouldn't be standing there. Because she will disturb the whole class.
Yeah.
Okay? She didn't do that. I'll tell you about her regret later, okay? Then I called the gym dirty, and the gym owner said, no, you have called my gym dirty, please leave the gym. I said, my God, why did I do this? Why did I open my mouth and put my foot into it? But that was the catalyst. When something like this happens, it's for a reason. If that incident had not happened, today I wouldn't be sitting here and talking. So when something happens, it's for a reason, and welcome it with open hands. I'm telling you, welcome it with open hands.
जिम ओनर ने खुद का कंपटीशन बनाया
होगा, वो बंद भी कर दिया.
Very good.
तुमने बंद किया उसका, वो बोलो.
बंद कर दिया.
तुमने बंद किया.
Then somebody said, you're so good at it, why don't you become an instructor? That's when I picked up this profession. I was 35 years old then, okay? And then when I did my certification, I realized I'm a social activist. My base is social bringing in a social change. I always wanted to do something for the society. I didn't want to come and go, like most of us. I wanted to make a difference and go. Not to get a name, no. It was never about glamour, never about, making money. No, I never thought of myself as a businesswoman either. So it so happened I became when I was doing my certification, we study a lot, okay, about human physiology.
Yeah.
I said, oh my God, even I was working out only for weight loss. There's so much more, you know, as a social activist, I must take it across to the world, to my Indians, to my fellow Indians, and ask them to work out for all the other health benefits it offers. So because I'm a social activist and because it was God's plan, He laid this path for me. He made it happen through the various medias that I've been from then to now. So even now I write for Indian Express on every Thursday and Vijay Karnataka on every Monday. So I was on all media, you know, from past 24 years I've been on media, and through media I've reached out to, you know, a whole lot of people. Like Siri ma'am has never met me, and you know, the minute she saw me, she said, I know you and I'm a fan of you. So like this, I have reached out to many people. That was our Instagram back then, okay? And I thank God for putting me on this, and I'm feeling so worthy of myself for being on this planet Earth to make a difference to the society and help people rethink exercise, rethink diet. We live in a foodie city, we are all foodies, and then all we think about is food. The only thing, celebration is food, happiness is food, sadness is food, show on Insta,
Stress is food.
stress is food, everything is food. But exercise doesn't come in at all.
मेघना का business बना रहे हो सभी. सब रखो, and Meghna is there to feed you.
So what keeps me going even now is my passion. Okay, from a fitness professional, I have become a fitness educator and activist because Instagram is ripping apart the idea of exercising.
I was about to come to the question now. In fact, you know that today the way the fitness is often packaged as aesthetics and quick transformations on the Instagram, on social media and all of this, to build a career on something on real strength and discipline, somebody who's done that for ages and that long, what do you wish people understood about the true health? Because this is rampant. It's all over the place. Quick transformation, shortcuts, aesthetics, and even editing. इतना करते कुछ समझ में नहीं आता है कौन ऐसे हो गया वैसे हो गया.
कपड़े भी नहीं पहनते.
उनको उधर भेजना चाहिए ना जो कपड़े बेचते हैं. अभी उनका भी बिजनेस हमको करना है लाइक मेघना. खाना उधर, कपड़ा किधर और. So we'll have to look for a lady here from the retail industry and we'll have them join us next saying कि भाई कपड़े भी बेचो. Yeah.
You said it, health. That's exactly what they should be looking for. We are not a project. We are not somebody who has to be perfect, okay? And we are not somebody to be judged by others. No, we are not. We are just working on becoming a better version of ourselves. We are not getting worse become even more worse. We are working on our health. We are working on aging beautifully. We are working on being independent or being dependent on people as we grow old. Example, you can you know, relate to people who are you know, senior citizens in our house, you know, who need help to stand up, sit down, walk. You know, they need a walking stick, they have falls and they are in the hospital, to avoid the situation. Okay, we are in the sitting is the new smoking, and that's exactly where we are, and scrolling is the new you know, activity everybody's chosen. Eyes gone, neck gone, posture gone, joint issues, everything is happening. So how much ever I tell people, you know, forget it. So that's where I come in, and you know, people don't have attention anymore. It's 3 seconds world.
Right.
That's all. If I don't grab their attention in 3 seconds, it's gone. I lose them. So I do stories instead of reels and posts, majorly stories, because that's how much attention they have. Yes.
Yeah, that's
so
the
let
attention
me tell
span.
you one thing. Instagram, who to follow, who not to follow is very important. And again, I will come back to Siri ma'am's, you know, husband is a doctor. He told her, it's, you know, you follow only Vanita Ashok because she is speaking sense. I'll tell you why. Okay, there is this, you know, I unfollowed them after that. There are two sisters who are into fitness. I don't even know if they're certified. If they're, I mean, I'm very sure they're not certified. It's raining. It's pouring.
Oh yeah, I remember
They're
that.
on the terrace.
Oh yes.
And they're doing
burpees. Yes, I remember that.
Imagine they're doing burpees in rain. Is that how you
on the
influence
terrace?
people?
I saw that. Yeah.
Is that how you influence people? Is that fitness? You call it, oh,
So that
wow,
dangerous,
she's fit.
right?
It's
So you're
dangerous.
influencing
It's risky.
dangerous.
I blasted them, and also there's Jyotika, the actress, who's doing crazy stunts. There's one more person who does the same thing. Soha Ali Khan. That is not fitness. That is crucifixion. You don't need to do those circus acts. And yoga is not yoga anymore.
Oh,
it's
baapre.
circus. It's circus. It's circus.
Yeah.
So
You said it.
yes.
You said it and you nailed
You
it.
don't need to, kill yourself to become fit, or slim or strong. No, you don't have to do that.
Just the health quotient.
Everything in moderation and do the right kind of things, not high intensity. When you do high intensity workouts, your body releases cortisol because it's stressed. It's flight and fight mode. So that's when you gain weight instead of losing weight.
Thank you so much for the inputs and the insights, and thank you so much, and stay the way you are. Keep inspiring us.
I would like to
inspiring
sign off
the-
with one word.
Yeah.
There's, make your trip to planet Earth a memorable one. Okay, enjoy the trip. But that can happen only with good health and fitness. So if
But
you're
don't
using your
doubt.
body, it doesn't happen.
I would like to
Totally.
add to that. Don't cry when you have to get off the train or flight, whatever. When your time comes, you need to get down with a smile.
Thank you.
Right, I know. Okay, so coming to this Bada Dhamaka Chota packet, Nidhi, she's been patiently waiting for the round table to come to her. But so I think while I was talking to Meghna, we were speaking about the male-dominated industry. This is seriously another one. And across this male-dominated industries, that the challenges that you've been facing, do you really think it's a sustaining credibility without losing the authenticity? And you worked across various platforms. If I have to look into your bio, it's like the Bollywood reporting, cricket journalism, finance, complex B2B tech marketing, industries traditionally dominated by men. And what felt most different about entering each of them, these worlds, and how does credibility get tested for women in these industries?
So my journey has been very adventurous, I must say, because it's from actors to astronauts. So I do cover, I do make strategies and marketing stuff for space tech industry also. So it was why it's difficult, because when a journalism back then, when I started 2005, 2007, you guys, it was actual real journalism. And the reason I started, because I come from a very small town and we were hit by earthquake, and the really fun could not come in. I thought I have to make a difference, and my dad comes from army background, my grandfather comes from army background, so I had that something I have to do it, because we are privileged, but this is not covered, and because the relief information was not rightly said. Later what happened, the field get little bit, what you think you want to make an impact, it doesn't fall that way. It's even more murkier than what you see. And it was before, there is no, I think, dominance. Yes, journalism was dominated by men. And again, before they make a judgment, the moment you enter a room, you're observed. In each field, whether it is journalism, where I am Bollywood, where on location I am with directors, actors or something, they are observing you. And every time you have this hesitation, because I was a tomboy, how I should dress. Yeah. And then I started buying kurtas when I became journalist. So that was little shift, that is a behavioral shift, which I thought society needed. But now I see there's a long way. Secondly, about when I asked same question to Anuradha TK from ISRO, who was the first women project leader. And that was just one of the interview I was taking like yours. So, and I said, ma'am, you saw the difference. We never thought that. It's all about the capability. And it's all about capability, who can fix it, who can solve it. It's not, I think things have changed a lot, and we have a seat at table. And I also give lots gratitude to men who are also moving way. Who are making ways
for the women. Yeah.
And they are the one who are, speaking for us in our absence. They are the one who is making space for us. And when you see emotion AI or conversation AI, everywhere it is men dominated, and especially marketing. So in marketing earlier it was like a fancy stuff, right?
ads and paid
Right,
ads and all.
right, yeah.
But in B2B, it's very complex, it's very tech. And to break the bubble, I'm not tech expert. I don't have tech degree, but due to my profession, my skill set, and the curiosity factor, I had days when I sleep on laptop and learning the tech. Because I want to convey what impact it does. Voice AI, changing life of billions. Emotion AI, understanding you, right? And then when it's space tech, I don't need to speak much about that. So yeah. So it is dominated, and yes, brick by brick. It's not only about performing, it's about consistency, which we need to put on table. Every time, women have to do it more, every time. But yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, and I think if I have to talk about a reinvention of a role, and you've been reinventing as much as I did. I know both of us go back like about 15 years that we know each other. We've been continuously reinventing ourselves in our different roles that we do. So Nidhi, that now I want to know, what exactly are you reinventing at present, currently? What are you up to?
Currently, I'm making change through my strategies and marketing through the space tech, which also talks about the debris, what we see. And I'm also pursuing my course in MIT, where I get, more credible and more voice to the table, where people in tech can, have more heard. So that's the change I'm making. It's more about the sustainability, but a bigger scale. I think now I'm living my dream of making difference and impact.
Wow.
When I'm working for some amazing complex tech and bringing smile to people. Like now when I'm talking to you, when we are lifting a phone, there is something working on it with a satellite. When you're seeing your traffic signals or something when you're driving, or when there's so many things where space is there and we just ignore it. Or light, with power transmission, we do have there too. So there where I'm making difference, where there is no light, it's gone, and we're like, oh my god. But in 2-tier, 3-tier, we are making difference.
And I remember, you telling me this, so hence I'm asking you this, is that startups, right, for women, if particularly for women, because we are celebrating womanhood here with different industries together, putting our hands together. So what do you suggest the startups for women, if there is anything that they need to be wary about, or is there anything that they need to be cautious about, or they need to be aware about, however which way you want to put up, especially the startups?
For startups, I think for most of the women whom I coach, are basically the necessity. Maybe they're struggling something, they got out and made a huge.
So necessity is the mother of invention,
Necessity is the mother of invention for them. Like at this table, we are doing it because we thought there's a cause and we want to bring the change. But women whom I coach, they are someone who felt that need and making money out of it, and that it was huge. And the difference between the men I coach and women is, women need more validation. Because
true.
Men are like quite bold. Slowly it's picking up. I think we have amazing women in room who can inspire, but slowly it's picking up. But yes, I think now there are more role models to look at. So these are the things which I would
okay, yeah, for the people who want to start upon something, should look into these kind of factors as well. Okay, because the rest of the thing that you told about the space and the tech went tangent up. Oh my head. I do not know how many of you understood, but for me it's like when I go for my soft skill sessions, I tell them, if the PPT goes off, one of you need to, everything, I put hashtag, I get paid to talk, nothing more than that. If anything goes wrong with the technology, I am zilch. So, and I'm not ashamed of accepting the fact that I'm bad with technology, because each one to its own. But here's the fact that a woman like you, who did not want to be a tech expert, but had that fire in you, in your belly.
I would want to add there, like when I was young, I wanted to pursue tech.
Okay.
But it was always told, like, engineers and
लड़कियों के लिए नहीं है.
So that कीड़ा ना अभी भी है. So then I'm studying, I'm doing courses, I'm up-leveling myself, because when you're talking to people who are making decisions on funds or on buying product which is millions, you can't talk shit. You have to talk which makes sense and resonates to them on 32,000 feet above, right? And in the depth. So,
that's why I said, no, chota packet, bada dhamaka, didn't I say the right
you have
thing
to
for her?
have your game right, be it in cricket, be it especially when you're talking finance, and none of them was very like close to me as much as this space tech and technology, and I really enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
It's like I'll work 48 hours, 72 hours. It just wakes me up happy, and I really enjoy it. So-
Amazing, no? How many women would say we enjoy something so technical
And also, if some product if I don't like, I don't work for it.
good one.
If I
You put
can't,
your foot
if, I,
down.
if they can't convince me,
about money. Yeah.
so if they can't convince me,
I think the word for women's success is कीड़ा.
कीड़ा.
Absolutely. हर औरत के अंदर वो एक कीड़ा है, जब वो जागा तो वो खा के जाएगा.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not convincing me how good the product is,
How can I
would
convince
not like
anyone
it.
else?
And I'm a marketer. I can't fool. It's not my job to
Yeah.
fool. It's a storyteller.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. So, I mean, imagine how we, kind of complete the round table. Now you know why we were so particular about having 8 powerful women with 8 different industries.
Yeah.
Because see, most of us who are here bring in something on the table with us. Each to its own, each one has their own strengths, have their own weak areas and areas of improvement, but when we all bring it together, we feel like a complete woman, and that is what we wanted to do, to celebrate the womanhood. Okay, but now what we will do is a very interesting thing. We have an amazing audience here with, again, women from different industries. I know a few from photography, but we have from F&B, we have another lady there from F&B, we have from HR, we have from social cause. She's sitting there, and I think, each of you. So if you have any question to any particular person here, or any particular industry question, please throw your questions to us. The forum is now open for the interaction. Can we have the mic for the ladies, please?
Hi, I'm Seema Pandey, and firstly I would like to thank Snigdha for inviting me here. And I really enjoyed listening to everyone, and all of you bring so much, add different flavor to the forum. I have one question for Gauri ma'am.
Sure.
You being an IPS officer, I mean, if today I have to think of, okay, she's an IPS officer, you take away my fear. Thinking of it as a police officer here. But you talked about saying, I'm working on my fears. So I want to understand what kind of fears you have. I mean, it's out of curiosity I'm asking.
Fears of my own, in the sense, I told you, I'm trying to refine my, what do you call it, my output every day. Because in my kind of work service, there's no scope for mistakes. See, once you make a mistake, it's going to either cost a life or it's going to cost a lifetime of somebody. So I have to be absolutely right on when I take a decision. So that's where you tend to think did I do it right?
Right. That's the fear.
Did I
Take the right decision.
Did I do justice to the
Yeah.
person who came to me?
Correct.
So that needs a lot of refinement, in terms of your output, your reactions, your thinking, and what you give to the person who comes to you. So in that aspect, and also as a police officer, there are a lot of things which I won't be able to explain on one platform. So you're dealing with so many issues at one go, and everything has to be checked right.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, and if you don't do something, it's okay. And if you do something and it goes wrong, that's the blunder you can't,
take back.
Rewind. It's
You
gone.
cannot.
It's out.
It's gone.
Like she said, chuck boom.
Chick chick boom.
It's you've set something into motion. Like you've arrested somebody, you set something into motion. His life, your further explanations to what you've done. I'm just giving an example. So many things like that. So that decision has to be correct.
Fear of right decision.
Yeah, fear of right decision is
And
what
once you
doing
do
justice.
that, it's like you have to refine. It's process. It's going on.
Right.
But that's so amazing that you are working on yourself also in order to ensure the other gets justice.
Right,
So
absolutely.
it's just amazing. It's so good to hear that. You don't get to hear this kind of
Yeah.
insight, you know.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, one
Man.
more thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said the right thing. I put in 20 years of service this year. Wow. So with that kind of thing, number of years, what I have realized is, once you, like, there's a question asked. I was just thinking about it. Like, when did you feel you've arrived?
Yeah.
When you feel that your responsibilities and your duties are more than your ego,
Right.
that's when you arrive.
Amazing.
I think
What
that
a
holds
fabulous.
good for everyone.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
So
It holds
respect
true
to
for everyone. Absolutely, Seema. Thank you so much for that question.
I have one more question, or maybe a comment just for Vanita Ashok.
Yeah.
I follow you on Instagram. As in when I see the post, I ensure that I put a like. What is that one thing that triggers you? You're so energetic. Every day something naya comes up, and I'm like amazed by it.
I love that also. Jumping.
That also I share on Instagram.
Jumping
It's
jacket.
about what you eat, your sleep, and exercise, which is strength training. Yes.
Thank
you, my dear. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yeah. Okay, we have one more question. Yeah, Sudha. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sudha. I'm a photographer, and again, I have a question for Gauri ma'am. So, ma'am, like, given the nature of your job, you tend to absorb a lot of negativity.
Absolutely.
And in that scenario, how you, as a not just as a person but as a team of your team, you and your team members, how you ensure the right mental health for the entire force, considering that you have to manage a lot of criticality.
Yeah.
You have to manage your own life.
Yeah.
And I also want to tell you why this question comes from. So I watch a lot of series, we all watch, and one thing in all series I have noticed common, I have to check with you how right it is. The moment they show a very strong, nice, successful police officer, they tend to show that his family or her family life is null. I mean, if it's a good police officer, वो divorce ही होगा. I have never seen a single, and I see a lot of series, I've never seen a single series where they show, oh, this is a fab police officer, whether it's a woman or man, and has a good family life. So how true it is, and secondly, about the mental health, how you guys manage that?
That's a very, very relevant and very good question, because let me tell you, I come from the field of mental health. I am basically a qualified clinical psychologist before I joined service.
Wow.
So I did my MPhil from NIMHANS. So after that I joined the service. So after coming here, it takes a lot of experience to understand how you're going to keep yourself. First of all, you have to be sane to keep everybody else sane.
Absolutely.
So first thing is, I have to learn to work on myself. That is one thing I have learned. Mentally. Physically, you hardly get time. I kind of follow people like Vanita to just get back to my fitness regime and all. But there's a lot of restriction on time that we get. There's no time for a policeman. See, one thing people don't understand, every time people interpret police behavior as rude or,
But they work beyond.
Nobody understands what he or she is going through.
Yeah.
I would urge through this forum, please understand what they go through.
Yeah.
You will never be able to, even fathom what it is like to be in their shoes. So that's all I would want to say. And the other question you asked was about
The family.
that. Please do not follow what.
वो क्या होता है?
So it all depends on you. Basically, you
Right.
want to have a family. You want to be a successful police officer or any other profession for that matter.
Yeah.
It's not just police.
Yeah.
Ask anybody here.
Correct.
It's how you balance.
True.
But in this, police life, what we have understood it's 24/7. Like, crisis can come anytime.
Yeah.
And the family you're holding has to understand that your crisis can come
Oh,
anytime.
they have to do more than you do.
Actually,
And
yes.
they are your backbone. If they're not there, you're finished, you're gone. They become so affected by what we are doing.
Right.
You know, at times I would feel like, you know, my husband is a psychiatrist. I used to feel that he's breaking down at times. When,
Oh my God.
You know, some issues, every day there is some drama going on. So everybody has that, but ours is more critical because...
Yeah, so how you so whether it's a women police officer or a male police officer, if the spouse is not from that industry, it's very difficult for the spouse to understand. And the question is how to manage that spouse so that your family life is not impacted. It depends ki spouse, if spouse is understanding, then only marriage will work, or you are smart enough to manage that spouse to bring you to that
Both
level.
will have to work together. See, first of all, your spouse has to understand what he or she is getting into.
Right.
Usually, you know, what used to happen was that male police officers used to have women. I mean, women would manage the household and men would be
Go out to work.
go out
Yeah.
and do. I mean, they were at now. What's the equation is changing. Now women have come, men have to kind of. But that is there. I wouldn't deny that it is difficult. Initially, you know, the power dynamics.
Yeah.
You know, men seeing a woman being, you know, saluted and men
Ego.
coming and that not really, though my husband was never like that, but I have
In
heard
general.
and you know, things are there, we cannot deny that.
They feel insecure, right, ma'am? I mean,
Not
sometimes.
really insecure, it takes an understanding, I guess.
Understanding.
Once you know what that salute, you know,
Means.
literally means and what it entails,
Then you kind of
you know, the responsibility, yeah.
It's a perception for sure.
Actually, every profession needs that understanding.
Yeah, it's
Doctor is also on calls full time, night time, midnight. So every spouse, anything need to understand. And imagine.
I need to jump in to say that I think Ruchi will be able to confirm. I think as women we have the house, we have the work, we also have a third space where the sisterhood comes together and where we dump all the things so that we don't go back home grumpy or to work grumpy. So we have this women's restaurant
Absolutely.
entrepreneur
I think
group.
this is a great platform. We all will agree. That's why we say, chahe kuch ho, you know, male one side, family one side, but women can actually be your best friends because they understand you thick and thin. So you should have a women gang, a women, you know, kind of a bunch of friends. But of course, as we also started off saying, that women can either break or make the other woman. So mostly things are changing now. They are empowering, they are empowered, they hold each other's hand. But one must have a cushion somewhere, for
So
sure.
I would like to add
बहुत
one on
ज़रूरी
this
है.
point, exactly on that point for all the women listening on this Women's Day. One is you have your career, as you told, and you have your family. Apart from that, you create something where you dump everything down.
Yeah.
That can be a social space where you come out. I request all the women, whether you are there into your profession or a beautiful housemaker, you need to have a community where you come together and do service, where you meet like-minded people. That's a very beautiful space that you talk about all your things and you feel very relaxed and you
Very
feel
relaxed.
very convinced at the end of the day, satisfied. You go back. We feel being at home, our problems are like, oh my God, hell lot of problems, big
When
ones.
you see others' problems, your problem is
when
nothing.
you come into a field like this and think big, then your problems appear very small.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
And I think at this, I have a suggestion for you. You should start a WOW club for women.
Yeah.
Where we all become
Okay.
members
So
and
taken that, join the WOW Club. WOW already has seen
One more
season
startup.
5. One more startup, and Nidhi is there to help me out. And there are women joining us. I think every woman is anyway a WOW. I always feel, that's why we call it Wonders of Women. Meeti was saying something on a signing note. You were saying
I
something.
was just saying that it's all depends on your partner, like how ma'am said that
All depends on the partner.
when they
Yeah.
see somebody saluting to a woman,
Yeah.
so they can either take pride in it that
Yeah.
oh, that's my wife
Yeah.
who has that position, and they can feel pride about it, or they can feel insecure about it.
Yep.
So there are two
Yeah.
ways of looking at it. So it all depends on your partner and how your bond with them is. So yes, I just wanted to
Yeah.
add that.
One more thing I just want to add to her question. Now we've got people to help people who are going through something in the professional field. We have
Like a counsel.
we have each unit has a counselor who comes to the place of work. They'll talk to them, and we are connected with National Institute of Mental Health and Neurology. So any issues related to family, there will be a lot of pressure, you know, with wives going through something, children going through something. So such issues are being addressed now.
I don't have a question, but I have to say something to Vandana. I don't have to say.
Oh, thank you.
So inspired by your Kida and so empowered.
Thank you so much.
If I can just take this one little spotlight here. You were talking of safe spaces. You were talking women coming, no place to stay. You were talking of counseling. So I'm a new startup. Chalo, sabko idhar aake. So I've started a new company just in December. Baby hai abhi tak. It's called Single Sisters. Okay, and it's your pure Airbnb model, but it's single women hosting single women. And I'm not promoting it as travel. I'm actually promoting, come and tell me your stories. I want to just sit in your house and do nothing. You know, that's like travel karo, then go to your sister's house and do kya. You know, don't come as a travel कि मुझे ताज महल देख रहा है. मुझे तो उसके घर में जाके पकौड़े खाने. That's it.
All right, lovely, and wishing you all the best. And I'm sure we're going to make a noise about it too. Yeah.
You can come single to my house. Don't leave the men.
That's all. They are all allowed as long as they are coming single. Bas, that's what she meant by being the single.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So, and before I start on a thank you note, I must thank Anita. She's sitting right there. She represents Meraki Designs, and she is much and more beyond that. Supported me in this podcast so much, and of course I know her for so long now, but thank you for the support. Otherwise, I think, you know, without just BLR, without Ruchi, I wouldn't have, and without Meraki, I wouldn't have been able to do this as much as I did today. Okay, the last one, because we have completed 2 hours, and yeah.
I work with Vandana, and this question is for her.
What, like?
Right from investment banking to Taxi, women in mobility. It's been a total paradigm shift for you. So when you started this, did you have a problem with self-doubt, and if so, how did you overcome it?
Not at all.
Before the question is asked, the answer is given. Not at all. No fear.
It's not in her dictionary.
She just took a plunge.
Or you just took a plunge, blindfolded plunge.
No, it was not blindfolded. I was so aware of what's happening around me. Like I said, I think it's the need of the hour to be women-centric in business as well. And I to look at everything as opportunity. मेरे को तो जहाँ जगह नहीं है मैं तो घुस जाऊँ वहीं पर. So if it's a male-centric organization dealing with women's issues, I will take the place. मैं तो बना दूँगी अपनी जगह. So I don't get scared only. I mean, it's gone. वो बचपन में चला गया कहीं.
Hats off to you.
Thank you. So, before we wind up, Ruchi, would you like to say something to everyone?
I would really like to thank you, all of you, for making this possible. It was just a thought, and now it's a reality. Thank you so much, each one of you.
Thank you once again, everyone. No, completely our pleasure, and just wish to make this bigger, better by the year. That is, so each year we come up with some concept, but I just want that all of you should hold together and give that support so that we make it bigger, better. And to all the women entrepreneurs out there, as I said, each one of you slowly and steadily will reach out for those single podcasts, the solo podcasts as well, those who haven't come on to the podium at all. Would love to see all of them and speak their journey also to the larger crowd. Thank you so much once again, and happy International Women's Day! Wow!